Hello, and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. It really looks like we've reached the end of the road here, guys. There are indications that are flashing as we speak from David Morgan, so in today's video, we'll look into what's really going on with the economy. And in the following 12 to 18 months, we'll see a global event so sleepy it'll make 2020s look like a party. The theorists are the ones who can best anticipate what will happen next. Do you people agree with that assessment? That's how I feel, anyway. Since we tweened down the comments, I've been saying this, things continue to heat up. I have a feeling the other shoe is ready to drop. Not stop promoting fear not based on facts. A fan claims, I guarantee that 24 will be unlike anything we've ever seen God as before. The general consensus, then, is a 50-50 maybe at this stage. But it looks like you guys can expect it sooner than that. Right? No humor at all. Why? Origin, bar graph. Warning, insider trading on color palettes. The CEO and CTO of Palantir both sold about 325,000 shares this week, for a combined $6.9 million in proceeds. What's happening? Right? I smell something very fishy here. Every single CEO in the history of the world, from every single type of company, is a dude whose job it is to sell, sell, sell. Explanation, please. Right? That's only just one sock, by the way. Then there's the $336.7 billion insider trade made by Walmart's former chairman, who sold 2 million shares of Walmart. Guys, the game is done now. Please explain why in the comments below. What makes you think you can trust what they're offering us? Right? When the stock market continues to rise? So, I find something to be really unusual, right? Everyone is literally trying to sell males right now. Someone else says most of the CEOs, correct folks who sell our stock rich, but cash light and they converted to pay the bills. Which bill collectors have $300 million worth of cars? That doesn't seem to be the case. At this point, I'm very sure they're making plans for a real-life black swan to appear. By the way, Walmart and other shopping centers made a total of $1 billion in sales today. That number is off by at least 300 million. A billion is not correct. Right. Check this out. At under $1.6 billion, Walton's ROG Robson, for one, is a steal. A cool $1 million. $20 million for college, $18 million for the fellas. Right? Everything was sold, sold, sold. And if it doesn't signal to the men, I don't know what will get them to put their entire family up for sale. Relax in the restaurant, dudes, there is a pending threat. It's beyond my ken. What it is going to be is what it is. The good news is that change is imminent. And it seems like they always want to get out before retail cannabis people do. Right. But this one, I believe we keep going higher, though. Right? Obviously, I could be wrong. A black swan event could also materialize unexpectedly. But I have faith that we can. What do you call it when you choose to climb instead of descend? Large quantities of stock in Amazon, Apple, and Facebook are being dumped by their respective parent corporations, as reported by JP Morgan BlackRock. Here's where the reasoning for everything becomes clear. Why? A lot of you guys wish you had your own business and a lot of stock in your own company, right? And do you like to keep it or sell it to the general public? Right? Let it rain down on people's heads? Just keep holding on and inside selling up as the price goes up, like Satoshi Nakamoto is doing if you believe in your firm. Right. But these people are selling their own shares to their own companies. Guys. That's the strange, fishy aspect. Right? When someone does that, it's because they're anticipating price reductions in the near future. The Chinese are selling their treasury holdings at a rate not seen in 3 years. While the Japanese are selling their US corporate bonds at an all-time high. Here we can observe that Mark Zuckerberg, co-chair and CEO of Meta Platforms, has purchased a meager 64,000 shares this month. They're spending a combined $117.5 million trying to fix our lopsided seams. Everyone is trying to leave as quickly as possible. Those folks must have some sort of insider knowledge that we don't. But this is a clear sign of why, in 2001, when the market peaked, right along with the rest of the world, Amazon sold $1 billion worth of stock. BlackRock owns all of these companies, people. As we can plainly see, hedge funders are dumping IT companies in secret while retailers are on a buying binge. Hedge funds are dumping tech stocks in the midst of record buybacks and a retail buying binge, but they are doing so in secret. We, the people, are buyers, but we are being essentially dumped upon. The amounts are record high. No, that's not a record, but it is amusing to see them dump when everyone else is buying. KIM.com comes out with a poll. How long, he asks, before the big crash? Okay, and on the polling scale he has 1 year, 5 years, and 10 years as options. Plus, never. Right. There must be something suspicious about this. Which do you mean, monetary or cultural? The decline of the Western world has begun. It's possible a decade will pass as these things drag on longer than expected. When things do go wrong, however, they will occur quickly. Right? Slowly, then all at once, to be precise. What you stated was very poetic. Something about his being the general agreement seems odd right now. 30. Approximately 40,000 people voted, 39,663 to be exact. Only 42.2% of eligible voters had been registered for more than a year. Guys, when the majority thinks one thing, the polar opposite is usually the case. Less than 10 years was the least desired time frame. Right? Because, I suppose, humans are impatient by nature. Since less than 1 year received the most votes, we may safely assume that the actual duration will be far shorter than 5 years. Right. But this is only 40k persons, we need a much of a greater data. Right? Guys, we really need a lot more participation. I anticipate a time frame of fewer than 10 years being stated. There will be less supporters of this. Right? It's interesting to see the correlation, at least. Now things are about to get terrible. Why? People think we're making this stuff up, but we haven't in the last 4 years and 3 months of a decade. Recession in the 1990s was caused by an inverted treasury yield curve, according to the .com. The global financial catastrophe, the recession of 2020, the bursting of the bubbles, etc. Is this time different, guys? I don't think so. It's never different. Let me break down this graph for you. Okay. When the red or green line flipped, that meant they dropped below zero. So, it went back up there, right? So it just took a dip in the water, dropped his head in the water and went back up for air. Whenever the stock market saw a significant decline, we entered a recession. Right. All of the assets crashed. 1990s, verifymark.com. The world economy collapsed in 2001, success in 2008, 2020 park downturn economy check. The mall guys had it the worst today. Can't you see? Right? So, this is rising in importance. And this is your financial resources. Possibly in the coming months, at this point I can't say for sure. However, the process is lightning fast. So maybe this is why the CEOs are selling gods, because they know a black swan occurrences will occur. That each and every black swan event is known to them, right? All the time. Longest ever yield curve inversion, folks, right? For how long has it been buried? The market has been down for the greatest stretch of time in history, 26 trading days, so rest assured that things will improve once they begin to rise again. It could reach a catastrophic level. So, let's get ready. The Great Depression 2.0 is already being called for by some. Well, when that'd be something, men. In January of 2020, the 6X index was last at such a low level. Just before the C stock market meltdown, right, the 2020 thing. Before yesterday, investors were positive on seasonality, but, with the recent spike in volatility, they should have sold their shares. It hasn't been thus low since before the C crash in mid-March 2020 Monday, 11:27 hospital, so look at this guys.